to ask you this question, to ask you this other question. Is it history or is it faith when we say that Jesus rose from the dead? Is it history or is it based on faith?
It's both.
Oh, you are making just a take over. You hear what he said? Good this morning. He said it's both. It's both faith and history. Boy, you teach me something there. I thought I knew which one, but you say it's two. Why is it history? It did exist. Give me the evidence. No, that's not it. You're still talking faith.
Someone could have stolen the
I
body.
believe in him, no man.
Someone could have stolen the body. Person saw him.
Do you know there are many men who bury and their grave is empty? The same night? Why? On grave robber. People who may have wanted to prove that Jesus was really the Son of God and is prophetic, you know, and they come and they take away the body. Matter of fact, there are a lot of people, including the Jewish, of whom he was one, a Jew, who spread that. What would be the surest evidence that if a man dies, him come back?
If people see him.
People see him.
And touch him.
Do
More
you know
than
anybody alive today? Oh!
person.
Because I'm about to ask you this. Do you know there are people alive today? Many. Including probably you.
More than
Let
one
me
person
see the answer those of
at
you who
the
have seen
same
anybody
time.
who dead. Come back. You have seen them. Nobody in here ever see a dead person? No. See them.
No, you saw the deadline.
I have an auntie in country who we had to move back to her old house because she was living with one of her daughters. And she tell me that her daughter pull her off the bed every night and come and lie down in her bed and keep licking her. And she believed it so much that we move her back to her to Hajjatullah April. Because she was taking sick and dying and showed me when I got there how she bruised up. You think it's true? The bruise would show some evidence.
No. She's probably...
I think that is one of the biggest mysteries ever. Because I know people, up to yesterday, a sister, I went to a church and a sister was telling me that Sister Sandra came to her in her dream. And the sister danced a lot. And I won't say who she is, although y'all might be able to figure out. And Sister Sandra, I went to this concert, church concert, I run into her, I never see her for a long time. She said, Sister Sandra came and said, it's time for you to dance, it's time for you to dance, it's time for you to dance. I tell you, you must dance. And God, I'm taking you to dance. And she said, when she looked, Sister Sandra take her to asylum. And she was dancing. Hear me to her now. We know this place full with people and she said, hear me to her. Then you get any interpretation for that dream there yet? I think she just telling me that I must dance for the Lord. Then my heart just said, you idiot. You idiot. You know, sister, she has said, you are dancing for the devil. Yeah, but from she said, no, some people could have interpreted dreaming. And me personally believe that people speak to you through dreams, right? And personally, some people, and I said to her, go and find somebody who can interpret dreams, because there might be an important message. You can call me superstitious if you want. Right? Moms is one of these people, I think, can, you know, could have helped her. But she puzzled, said, why Sandra take her go asylum? Right? Because sometimes, you know, when you get something in a dream, it's kind of the opposite, you know? So you have to know how to do it. Now, Alyssa said one of the evidence is if you can touch. Well, I tell you what the evidence is. Yes, sister.
Our nurse, our nurse dream her, you know. And she give her all scripture to read.
Huh?
And our nurse, the nurse, that was with her the morning.
Oh, yes, yes.
She dream her. She come and tell me how she dream her and
Yes.
she give her a scripture to read.
Yes.
And tell her she must go to church and tell her stop wearing the slippers.
Yes.
And dress herself and go to church. Yes. And this woman was living with a man, and because of the dream she left the man, you know.
Right.
She leave him out and say she start going to church.
Now, there are two things. Science, you know what they call science? And that's why they said, don't mix up science with religion. Science only deals with things that can be proven experimentally. If you mix 2 parts of hydrogen with whatever of oxygen, it gives you water. And if you do it tomorrow, the next day, it is that. Science cannot prove if God exists or God didn't exist. Only faith. The next thing is history. Because the way you prove something historically is that you have a photograph, it is written, somebody said it, confirmed by another person, it gets into the history book. Now, there are people for whatever reason would refute what's in the Bible. Until in 1947 they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, which was another historical record. Somehow, Adrian, it has survived thousands of years. It is so much record that even until today they have only interpreted half of it because it's written in Hebrew and Arabic and so on. But inside of it, they find several accounts that are just like in the Bible. So there is now history that says there was a man named Jesus that lived. Are you with me? Mind you, there were several Jesus. Who they find? Because Jesus apparently was a fairly common name. But there is enough corroborating written information besides what's there that suggests that there was this Jesus who was a Nazarene from Nazareth, who was Jewish, who claimed to be the Son of God, who went around doing, who angered